Hello students, today we are going to see and hopefully for many of you things will also get clear. Today basically we are going to see for a given situation how to draw a VT graph, and suppose the VT graph is given to you, how will you convert that into a ST graph, and vice versa. That if a XT graph, displacement time graph is given to you, how will you convert it into a VT graph. So let's see what is there in today's class. So I'm going to discuss both simultaneously, that is your XT and VT graph. Okay. Okay. Now where we are missing, that we are not able to understand, that means we are missing something somewhere. Correct. The problem is that we have to relate these two subjects called physics and maths, and then things becomes very easy. What I wanted to, what I want to tell you, you know that thing in maths, but somewhere. Probably we are not able to connect that with the physics. For example, everybody knows that y equals to mx plus c. That part is not visible, I guess. Y equals to mx plus c is the equation of a straight line. Everybody knows that. And then if you ask them to draw, they will happily draw that the graph looks like this. Okay, so if I say that the intercept is c, then and the slope is m, then this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. Now the same thing if I write in this manner, that if I don't want to take y, let me take a physical quantity called v. Let me take a slope, some slope, let us say a, and let me take my x-axis as time t. And let me take my intercept as u. Then this is nothing but in the form of v equal to u plus at. The first equation of motion, v equal to u plus at. That means if a body is accelerating, that means its velocity versus time graph will always be a straight line. Velocity versus time graph will always be a straight line whose slope will give you the value of acceleration. We know how to find slope. And whose intercept will give you the value of initial velocity. Now let's slightly change this. Say that you have a formula which says v equal to u minus at. Now this is minus, this is plus at, this is minus at. Or I can write like this, minus at plus u. That means initial velocity is positive, but it is undergoing retardation, and this is my velocity v. So retardation, that means it is starting from an initial velocity. This is my v graph, this is my t graph. So if this is my initial velocity u, then if it is undergoing retardation, so it will have a negative slope. Negative slope means the graph will look like this. This kind of graph has a negative slope. Okay. So this is two things which you have to know. That means whenever a body has acceleration, a constant acceleration, its velocity graph and time graph must be a straight line. If your acceleration is zero, let us say, for example, just imagine your acceleration is zero. This is not there. If your acceleration is zero, that means v will be equal to u. That means it will not change. So in that case, if I consider that v is equal to u, that is a equals to 0, in that case we all know the graph will look like a straight line. That means there is no change in velocity. Correct? Now also we know that s is equal to ut plus half at square. This also you have learned. That is the second equation of motion. And generally we are using what? Not s. There are some books which use s. I use x. Both are same. So long you are seeing s or x, both are same. So let me use x. X equals to ut plus half at square. If I say that, let us say that this equation, same, this is the equation which we know, correct? It has acceleration. Ut plus half at square. That means it's a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation graph is always in the shape of a parabola. Okay, those who are not familiar with the word parabola, at least think that it is a curved shaped graph. The graph will not be a straight line if your acceleration term exists. So if a body has acceleration, the graph cannot be a straight line. So I will have a situation like this. This is my x, this is my t. So a graph will be like this if it has ut plus half at square as the formula. That means it has an acceleration. If your x is equal to ut minus half at square, that means the body is undergoing retardation. In that case, the graph will be like this. In that case, the graph will be like this: x equal to ut minus half at square. This is my x and this is my t. What if your a equals to 0? If your a equals to 0, what is my x equation? My x equation will be equal to u times of t. Now it will be a straight line. So when you have to first realize what is happening in that physical situation, whether there is an acceleration or not. If there is no acceleration, in that case my vt graph will be a line parallel to x-axis, and this is nothing but a straight line, a graph which has a straight line. Remember this y equal to mx. The only difference here is this is x, that is the y-axis, this is t, this is my x-axis, and this is my slope with intercept as 0. So if I put the intercept as 0, it is in the form of y equal to mx, straight line. So make yourself familiar with these two things. Make a proper note of this. This is when a equal to 0, the graph looks like this. This is for positive a. This is for slope, as slope equals to minus of a, negative retardation, and this. Okay. Now, suppose if the velocity is negative, I have a negative velocity. Let us say v equals to minus of u. Body is moving in the backward direction. So generally we use in physics something going up in as positive, something coming down as negative, something going towards positive x-axis as positive, something going in the negative x-axis as negative, right? So let us say that a body is moving in the opposite direction. That is the thing. Velocity negative, don't relate that with maths. Okay. Of course, the minus sign is there from maths only, but negative velocity in physics means it is moving in the opposite direction. Okay. So, for example, a body is moving in a negative direction. So, let us say the value of the value of v is minus of u. In that case, it will start from here as minus u, and the graph will be like this with a equals to 0. Suppose now we have a situation that my velocity is negative, that is minus v equals to minus u plus at. So it will start from minus u and should have a positive slope. That means what I am talking, I am referring to a body whose velocity is negative but acceleration is positive. Correct? So for that case, the graph will be like this. This is my velocity and this is my time t, and this is a positive slope. Slope equals to plus a. Negative velocity and positive acceleration. This one, minus b equals to minus u minus at. Everything is negative. Negative velocity, negative initial velocity, and negative acceleration also. In that case, my graph will be like this. With this slope being, this is my time axis, this is my velocity, negative velocity, and this is my minus of u. And its slope will be equal to, the slope here will be equal to minus of a. If your u is 0, the graph will start from the origin. From here it will start if u is 0. And if it has u, it will start from here. So just make a note, if this is 0, the graph will be like this. Okay, starting from origin and it will go like this. So this is the fundamentals of graph. And now we are going to actually see what is happening in the real life. How does the graph looks like? Okay, so make sure you have a proper note of this. This is the backbone. And this is going to help us in converting from one way to another way. Let's deal with some examples here first. And of course, please do not forget the significance of VT graph. Its slope is acceleration, and most importantly, the area under VT graph is your displacement. Okay, that is very, very important. Area under VT graph is displacement. Okay, let's start here. I'll start with the question which I asked you last time. That a body is here and it is thrown up, goes up and then comes back down. Now, if I draw the direction of velocity, okay. This is what happens, correct? You throw something up, so it has a velocity in the upward direction, and this upward direction velocity keeps on decreasing, and then it becomes zero, and then returns back in the opposite direction, that means towards the earth, so the direction of velocity becomes negative, and in the negative direction the velocity starts increasing. Or you can say like this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Look at the magnitude. Magnitude is increasing. Minus means its direction. Okay. And what about the acceleration? Acceleration, we know everywhere it is minus g because it's moving under gravity. So acceleration will be negative. So it will have a negative slope. Okay. Now how do we do that in a graph? Now suppose I have to plot. I will draw first the VT graph here. This is my VT graph. That means this is velocity versus time. Now, definitely you are providing some initial velocity. So the graph will not start from the origin. Common sense, correct? It will start from somewhere as an intercept. Because you are providing some initial velocity u. Otherwise, you cannot send something up. You have to provide some initial velocity. And you are providing some positive initial velocity. So let us say you are providing some initial velocity as u, then it should have a negative intercept, and slowly the velocity should decrease and should become 0. If it is becoming 0, that means it should touch the x-axis, because on the x-axis the value of y is 0. When a graph touches the x-axis, the value of y-axis is 0. So when it touches the time axis, that means the velocity has to become 0. See, it cannot be like this. Like this means velocity is increasing. It has to be like this. It should decrease, and that automatically will give you a negative slope. Automatically you will get a negative slope of minus g. So this is where it has reached the maximum height. Okay. Now the velocity becomes negative, so the graph will shift to the fourth quadrant, and then it starts increasing, and here when it reaches, it retains minus of u. And this becomes again minus of u. Okay. So if I consider this to be as time, let us say one time t dash, then this will be your 2t dash. Why? Because I have told you earlier also the time of ascent is equal to time of descent. So total time will be 2t dash. Now if you look very carefully over here, this also has negative slope. It satisfies everything. for the downward journey. It has a negative slope, that means minus of g, fantastic. It has negative velocity, fantastic, because it is in the fourth quadrant, has to be negative velocity. Also, its value is increasing in magnitude, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So minus 2, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So it's increasing, so it satisfies everything. Another way to check whether you have done correctly or not is this. What is the final displacement of the body? The final displacement is it goes from my hand and comes back to my hand. Final displacement is 0. Okay, working condition. So final displacement is 0, correct? So if your final displacement is 0, then it should come from the graph also. Now what is VT graph? VT graph, what is significance of VT graph? Significance of VT graph is that it gives, the area gives you 0 velocity. What I was saying. The area gives, the area under VT graph gives you displacement, correct? So if I find in this area, which is the positive area because it is in the first quadrant, I get the upward displacement from here to here. That means let us say plus h. Since this time and this value is same, I will get equal area, exactly equal area over here. But since I am finding it in the negative quadrant, so this will give me a negative displacement of minus h. That means this one, minus h. So if I have to add the area, so I am adding a positive area with a negative area which are equal. What is the total value? Total value is 0. That means this graph is absolutely correct. Now, how will you plot the displacement time graph for the same situation? It starts from the ground, fantastic. I will start from the origin because it's starting from the ground. From the ground it goes up, so it should go up somewhere. Somewhere it should go up, somewhere it should touch this line, and then should come back to the same point, and then should come back to the same point. Somewhere it should again come back. Now, how it should go up? What is happening here? It is going up. If it is going up, is it accelerating or retarding? The answer is it is retarding, deaccelerating, correct? Because gravity is acting downward, so it is going upward. So the graph will be like that of a body moving with the positive velocity but undergoing retardation. And that graph, if you remember from here, if you have taken the note, you can see that graph looks like this. So if you can see here the slope, I don't know how many of you have understood so far the slope. Those who have maths will understand later. The slope, okay, I will not make it dirty. Though that is the best way to understand. See, I messed it up. Yeah. Okay. So if you can see here the graph flattens because the slope is flattening. So it becomes 0 at the top. So at the top the velocity has to become 0. So velocity at the top, if you draw a tangent here to find the slope, it becomes 0. And then it turns back and then moves backward. See, now the tangent becomes negative. If I draw any tangent over here to find the slope, if I draw any tangent over here to find the slope, the tangent will give a negative slope, and that means the body is moving back and coming back, and this is what your displacement time graph looks like. Okay, so positive velocity and decreasing, that means positive slope and decreasing, negative slope and increasing, negative slope and increasing. Okay, one more thing they asked, and that's very easy. It's called the speed time graph. Mark my words, speed. Speed is the magnitude part of the velocity. Now, the magnitude part of the velocity is absolutely easy. If somebody asks you to plot the speed time graph, now what does the area under speed time graph gives? Area under speed time graph gives you distance. Distance is h plus h, 2h. That means you should have graph. Positive graph only. Speed means no negative, everything is positive. So whatever is positive will remain as it is of this velocity time graph. Whatever is the negative, just the mirror mirror reflection. Just imagine this to be a mirror. How does the image of this line will look like here? It will look like this. So the mirror reflection of the negative part will appear in the positive quadrant. So this becomes your 2t dash and this becomes your t dash. And as I told you, this will give you positive area, this will also give you positive area, this gives you h, this also gives you h, and h plus h equals to 2h, which is the total distance travelled by the body. This is for this case, a body thrown up and then comes back down. Okay? Clear? Now moving ahead. The second example which I want to discuss is a body dropped from a certain height. The word dropped means initial velocity is 0. Dropped. So when you drop something, okay, if you drop something, it will go down. What's the direction of velocity? Negative, correct? So, and what is happening to the magnitude of that negative velocity? Is it like is it increasing or decreasing? So obviously the answer is increasing because gravity is pulling it. So it's like -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 is increasing, correct? And then hits the ground, bang. And once it hits the ground, bang, and then immediately it rebounds back. So look at here what is happening at the ground. Okay, look at here. A body starts from here, initial velocity is 0. Then the body starts gaining velocity. Then the body starts gaining velocity, and let us say here it hits the ground. The moment it hits the ground, let us say with V, I am assuming perfectly elastic collision. So what is happening? If it hits with V over here, it immediately bounces up. Allow me to hit first. So this is where it hits the ground. So if it hits the ground with V, within a fraction of time it bounces up with the velocity V, same velocity, and then the same story repeats. It goes up, here it goes up, and then now it is slowly decreasing, and then it becomes again 0. Okay, it comes back to the height. So drop, bounce, comes back. In real life, it does not come back to the same height if you drop it because of inelastic collision, but we are talking about an ideal case, assuming that the elastic is perfect and it bounces back with the same velocity. Now, if I have to plot the velocity time graph, what is my initial velocity? 0. The graph will start from the origin. Then the velocity is negative and increasing, -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. So -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. So it will be like this. Okay, and of course A is -g, that has to be there. And this slope is always negative here. Let us say that it hits here, -b. It hits the ground with -b. Immediately bounces back with +b. So I will start a dotted line over here. Velocity time graph can be discontinuous. So immediately it starts from here. Immediately it starts from +b now here. So this is just after collision. So it starts, hits here, bang, and then rebounds here with +b. With +b it is decreasing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 0 because it is coming up against the gravity. So against the gravity means A is still -g because acceleration is acting in the downward direction, so negative slope. So velocity should decrease, so it is decreasing. What it will do? So negative velocity increasing, so the first part of the graph should be in the negative quadrant, that is the fourth quadrant. Immediately after bouncing, the body attains positive velocity, the graph will shift in the first quadrant. The good thing about physics is when you plot time along x-axis, you don't have to worry about the second quadrant and the third quadrant, because in second and third quadrant time is negative, and we know that time cannot be negative in physics. If it is other subject, I don't know. But time is not negative. So our entire focus is only in the first quadrant and in the second quadrant. Time is always positive. Look at the physical quantity which you are plotting here, here. Velocity, if it is positive, then it will be in the first quadrant. Velocity, if it is negative, it will be in the fourth quadrant. After bouncing up, the velocity becomes positive, so it has to come in the first quadrant. Also, the velocity is decreasing, so from here it should decrease. So if I say that this takes a time of t, let us say t dash, then while going up will again take another time of t dash. That means total time will be 2t dash. T dash to go down and another t dash to come up. What is the displacement? If I take my origin of, if I start from my hand, I drop something, it come back to my hand. What is the displacement of the ball? 0. Am I right? Finally, it is back in your hand. So if it is 0, then obviously, if it is going down, this will give you minus h. If it is going up, it will give you plus h. Minus displacement, plus displacement. So this is my minus h. Area under VT graph gives you displacement. And this is your plus h. So total displacement is 0. Negative area plus positive area. Total area is 0. Now how does the speed time graph looks like? Let me give you that glimpse also. If it is a speed time graph, this is my t dash, this is my 2t dash. Now over here, mirror image of this. Now this part will remain as it is. This part will remain as it is. Adjust. This part, the positive part will remain as it is, and the negative part, mirror image of this looks like this. Starting from 0, and you have this as plus h, this as plus h. Okay? Two areas, plus h, total distance traveled is 2h. How does the displacement time graph looks like? Okay. My God. Yeah. Okay. Displacement time graph. This is my x, this is my t. It is starting from certain height, am I right? From the ground, it is starting from certain height. So the graph will start from certain height. This is the height from where you are dropping it. So that point is h height. And then it comes towards the ground, again goes away from the ground. Now while coming down, the magnitude of the velocity is increasing, but in the negative direction. As I told you, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and so on. So it has to be a curved line. Can you see the slope? Slope is increasing, is increasing, is increasing. If I draw a line over here, then this angle will be less compared to this angle. This angle will be more, this angle will be less. Okay? So the slope has to increase, but has to be negative. Okay? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, so on. That means just think like this: 0, minus 10 degree, minus 20 degree, minus 30 degree, minus 40 degree, minus 50 degree, and so on. So it means that velocity is negative, but it is increasing downward. And then it hits the ground. And then again, immediately after hitting the ground, it bounces up. At this point, you are not supposed to draw this part blindly. Okay, I'll tell you what I want to say. It should look like this, not like this. Not like this. This is wrong. Not like this. This is also wrong. The way it hits, as I told you, if it is hitting at v, let us say minus 5 meter per second, it should give you plus 5 meter per second. So at this point, if you have a negative slope, some angle, let us say minus 30 degree, this part should have plus 30 degree. Okay? So if this gives you minus 5, this should give you plus 5. Now what is happening here? This one and this one are not same. This one and this one are not same. So be careful when you are drawing this part. I hope I am reaching to the same height. I just reached here. Okay, it should reach the same height. So from wherever it had started, h, it has finally gone back to the h. And this is my displacement time graph of a body dropped down and bounces back to the same height. Okay, so that's it from my side. Rewind the video again and again. I have explained whatever is possible in the graph to you and in the most detailed way. Hope you have understood and you will apply these concepts in the question which I am going to give you very soon. Thank you for watching.